You're watching Pitch Up with the Pates. Welcome back to the channel, and you join me today at the NEC at the Motorhome and Caravan Show 2025. It's time to have a look at the Bailey Phoenix. It's a big stand, this one, so here we go. Some very good looking caravans. I must admit they very much appeal to me when I look at them at the show, particularly the Unicorn Deluxe range. Yeah, very nice stand this. Lots of Bailey umbrellas. I feel that a lot of the manufacturers, to entice people back to caravans, have not only brought caravans back onto their stands, but also it feels that the marketing has now stepped up in relation to the slickness, the design. They're very much trying to appeal to a wider audience and have become much more modern as a consequence. But this is a very nice stand from Bailey. We'll have a look at the Phoenix very shortly, the Phoenix Black Edition, new for 2026. Just got to be careful that I don't pick up another mic. We've got the Bailey Endeavour and the Bailey Endurance. Camper vans are becoming much more popular, and particularly at the show there's lots on offer from all of the manufacturers. Very nice with the pop top as well. We'll have a quick look in some detail at the Phoenix Black Edition shortly, because that runs with the theme today of entry-level caravans. The Bailey Autograph is back. Very popular motorhome. Sad to see it go, but I believe there was issues with the Peugeot cabs, so they are back now. Bailey have been using Ford now as part of a partnership for some years, but the Autograph is back with the Peugeot, and they are very nice looking motorhomes indeed. This is the 794L. Automatic gearbox on the Peugeot. These vans are just starting to look so much more car-like, much plusher inside. Really like the fact that Bailey have these curved locker designs. Really nice to see just a different design of locker. These positive catches as well are useful. However, you must remember, I've seen a lot of people today yanking at handles and not realising that there's a positive catch on there. Sunroof above. You've got the front diner area, small round table. Alder in the Autograph, of course, with it being the flagship of the range. Avtex TV there. There's a control panel above the door. Useful little shelf. Yeah, the Autograph is back with a vengeance. Like the fact that Bailey cover the tops of their hobs, dual fuel. It'd be nice if Swift could do that. It just looks much more finished, like a kitchen at home. Some good deep drawers there. You have to remember with Bailey's, you've got the catch behind. Again, you see lots of people at the show pulling away at those drawers and cupboards. Microwave above. They've gone with the Thetford fridge freezer rather than a Dometic. I like the matte though, the matte finish to it. Through into the central washroom on this one, so you've got the shower to this side. A little bit of an intrusion there from the wheel, but not terrible. And then as we flip round to the washroom area, you've got a step there, so you have to put your probably feet on there, unless you're relatively tall, got long legs. So there is a step. Looks like a 4 or 5 inch step there. Lots of mirrors, always a good move to create space. Sliding door to the bedroom. You've got your roof light above, and that fixed rear island bed. That looks very comfortable. After a good 4 or 5 hours at the show, I could do with getting in there and having a rest with a coffee. So yeah, this is Very nice indeed. USB-C and A, the sign of the times. Let's have some USB-C in there. You've got the vents there for the Alder. Colours in here, very classy. Typical Bailey. Just very good looking vans. Bailey make good looking motorhomes, camper vans and caravans. If Bailey could sort their floors, go for a composite floor, or at least the underside, composite, GRP for example, like Swift, I think Bailey would be one to beat for caravans, because when you come to a show and you step into a Bailey, they are tempting. The thing about motorhomes that I would benefit from over a caravan is the garages that you get under the fixed beds, because I sometimes struggle to get everything in the lockers under the bed in our caravan or Swift Conqueror, whereas I could just throw it all in there and forget about it, provided it was protected with a bag or a box or what have you. It wouldn't get damaged. And the rear panel of this Autograph, yeah, that's very nice. It looks quite continental actually, and they've got the high level brake light, which is good. We'll check that on the caravans, because when Bailey took them away, I wasn't quite sure the thought process in that, because it's obviously road safety. When you're following a caravan and there's a car or a large SUV, say, or a van between you and the caravan, it's hard to see whether it's braking or not if there's no high level brake light. So there we have the Autograph motorhome. That's one example of. The Adamo still with us. Again, nice motorhome. Look at the size of that garage. I've got garage envy. Yeah, I've got to stop looking at these garages, because it's going to make me want a motorhome. And at the moment, it wouldn't suit with George, 6 years old. I think for now it'll be caravanning, maybe camper vanning as well. But maybe I need to hire or try a motorhome at some point to see how it'd work for us. Beck, my wife, seems to think it wouldn't, but I'm open to suggestion. So we've got the Bailey Pegasus, the Bailey Phoenix caravans, and we've also got the Unicorn Deluxe. The Unicorn Deluxe Pamplona is this year's only twin axle caravan. I do like the Pamplona. I think spec, price, weight, it makes a lot of sense. Very good looking caravan as well. But I wouldn't mind having a look. Got the Alicanto over there. But I wouldn't mind having a look at the Phoenix. Now I've got the Discovery as well. We've not really discussed that as part of this medley today. The Explorer, the Sprite, the Phoenix. We've not talked about the Discovery, but it's still a solid choice. Price point wise, it's right on the money with the Sprite. So the D44 is a French fixed bed. It's just been around now for some time. It's about 2018 maybe the launch, 2019, 2018. Pop it up on the screen. But the D44, 21,499 on the road, 22,144. So this is Sprite money then, if you're looking at the SB, EB of the major variety. It's got the Art Deco types decals, so I know some don't like that. They prefer the older sort of sticker set on there. The benefit here, obviously, that you're not getting with the Sprite is that you've got the AKS hitch head there. No ATC, but with the weight of this, provided that you're careful, you should be good to go. MTPLM at 1248 kg. But yeah, let's have a quick step inside. It's not changed an awful lot over the years, but it wasn't broke in the first place, so perhaps why fix it? There has been some improvements. The front fold-out table was always an issue, so that's now gone. The brackets tended to bend on there, and it had issues with that. But you've got the infinity window, which is a Bailey trademark. You've also got blinds, and you've got fly screens as well, which you're going to want in summer, which is important. So I did a really in-depth review of this at Loudham's a few years ago now, and I went into some detail on this particular caravan. And yeah, there's been some very subtle changes, but nothing really that's noteworthy. You've got the triplex, but it's 3 gas burner on there, no electric hot plate. Notice no microwave. I do think this would benefit from a microwave, particularly with it appealing to families. It is handy for rewarming food. Have a takeaway. Takeaways always taste better as well when they're rewarmed, I think. Controversial, I know, but the next day, get it in the microwave. No fly screen on the door, which that's another missed trick, I think. Don't know what the cost implication of that would be. I can imagine it's quite a costly addition, more so than you'd think with caravans. Things tend to cost more than you would expect. So yeah, fridge freezer just below the sink area. You've got your sink just here, couple of 240 volts, blown air Truma. You've got a vent to the front there. And then in terms of power, you have got, I'm just having a look and reminding myself with these, because to the front of the caravan it has only got the one 240 volt socket, which is just here. It would benefit from some additional power to the front, I would say. Again, that's something I'm sure dealers would happily fit if you wanted to pay the extra. You've got the French bed, and then the washroom. The beauty of an end washroom, lots of space. You've got mirror, wash basin, and a good sized shower. So the Discovery is a relatively compelling choice. If you pitch it against the Sprite, very similar in specification. And it's also a light van, so would suit most tow vehicles. So there we have it, the Bailey Discovery D44. So the Bailey Phoenix Black Edition. It's Grantham selling this one, 25,794 on the road. So this is Bailey's entry-level caravan. Bailey makes some beautiful looking caravans. That huge infinity window at the front. You've got no Alco ATC on this, but you have got the AKS hitch that's hidden under there, under the hitch cover. So we'll pop inside shortly, but just want to show you a quick overview of the outside. Nice silver sides. And off we go into the Phoenix. So this particular model then is the French bed. So this would be in direct competition with the Alpine 4, or potentially with the price point, the Challenger 500 from Swift. So although the Alpine 4 is Swift's entry-level caravan, there is around £4,500, £4,000 difference in price. So this is probably more in tune with the Challenger 500, which retails at approximately £27,000. So you've got a front lounge area. Always like the fabric choices that Bailey use. One thing I will point out that I'm not so much of a fan of, but there's a reason behind it, is these fixings on here that doesn't appear on the Bailey Unicorn. I was speaking to Simon Howard at Bailey earlier on the Bailey stand, and he expressed it's obviously a decision that has to be made from a cost point of view. If every caravan had everything perhaps from a spec perspective, then they'd all cost much more. So there's been a decision made there clearly. So just moving around then to the kitchen. Really nice choice of materials, very modern. It's the sort of choices you perhaps have at home. I've always found Bailey make really good decisions in relation to their colour schemes. They've clearly got some young inspiration in their design teams, and particularly the marketing teams as well, with the colour choices that they use. Some nice shelving in there. The cupboards always feel quite light, but I think it's because of the way that they're manufactured at Bailey. The sort of the inners of them are not hollow, but they're not solid wood all the way through to cut down on weight, obviously, but more so than other manufacturers, they do often feel lighter, but it's not significant. Got positive catches, remember to take them off before you pull them open. Got a cutlery tray in there. Thetford Triplex Plus, because you've got 3 gas burner and then you've also got the electric hot plate on there. Like the fact they've got a splashback as well in this kitchen area. The controls there for the Truma. I do like how Bailey put the controls in the kitchen area. It makes it feel very sort of home-like, with everything sort of in that area rather than above the door. 2 240 volt sockets and your light switches there also. And then in the kitchen area you've got your fridge freezer just on the opposite side, with the obvious point there to pop the TV. You've got 12 volt socket, aerial socket, 240 volt, and a nice little cupboard above. That for me would be an espresso machine, and you'd have your Avtex TV on there as well, or whichever brand you were using. Over into the bedroom area, quite like those that choice of duvet cover. It's got a transverse bed, which we've spoke about the pros and cons before. Pros, you get a fixed bed in a relatively compact caravan. The cons, the negatives to that, is that if you're on that side, you've got to climb over someone to get out of bed. Just something to bear in mind, but sometimes it's a compromise worth making. Large wardrobe, as with the Bailey Discovery D44. This has got a very similar layout. It's just a little more plush, because obviously in this as well, you get the microwave, which you don't in the Bailey Discovery D44, but then there's a price difference also, which is why that is the case. The mirror there, which would have been nice in the Bailey Discovery. Got some shelving. Really innovative way of storing that table. It was part of the wall. It feels quite hotel-esque in here. I feel that Bailey have done a really good job of making this feel quite plush. I think it'll appeal very much to families and couples alike. Interesting to see that's been pulled away from there, but it's easily popped back on. I do prefer the colour of that though, like a taupe, rather than the brown that Swift use in their style concertina type screening. And then through into the washroom, spotlight above the toilet. Again, there's nice coloured cupboard fronts. Got some where to hang your dressing gowns, towels, etc. Also another hook over there. Really like the mirrors that they're using, just a little bit different, bit more avant-garde, a little bit more hotel-esque. It does feel boutique hotel in here, and that's quite surprising to say the price point on this. It's not aimed at the luxury end of the market, but this does not feel like an entry-level caravan by any means. So that's a nice spacious shower area, and there you've got black trim, taps, showers, etc. Carpets are a good colour as well for families, so when you go away on grass pitches, for example, unlike when you've got really pale cream carpets, they're not going to show the muck. And then that's matched with the headboard on the bed there. So yeah, the Phoenix is a very modern, spacious, it's not a budget feeling caravan in relation to the spec, the trim. The Starbucks over there, look, just waiting to be finished. It's got the Remis blinds and also USB-A, USB-C charging pad. So Bailey have done a great job here, made a really nice looking caravan that's going to appeal to either the new market, so someone who's coming into the market, new caravanners, or someone who wants a smaller, lighter weight caravan in this 440. I was speaking to Simon Howard at Bailey, and he did mention that they have now changed the underfloors on the new models. So I'm not sure, I'll see if I can flip the camera around shortly, but essentially they are now painting or treating the bottom of the floors on new Bailey caravans with a plastic coating. So it's not GRP such as Swift, but he did say that it will help with some of the issues with the soaking of the floors and the rotting issues with some of the Bailey floors. So essentially the floors now potentially aren't going to have that same issue. And if I could just pop underneath, you have to bear with me a moment. So I'm not sure if you can see there, but the underfloor is not just painted, it's got a plastic type treatment on there, which apparently is going to help with some of the issues that Bailey had with their floors soaking with water. So I suppose the next few years we will see the fruits of that new design, and whether or not it does solve the issue with the floors on some of the Bailey models. That's another October show. I'm only here for the one day. I managed to get the day off work, bit of annual leave to come and have a look. It's been really great day, very busy, ready for a bath. Yeah, it feels like I've been to war. I think my favourite caravan of the day for myself, if I was looking at upgrading the Swift Conqueror, would potentially be the Bailey Unicorn Deluxe Pamplona. They didn't have it on display, but they had the Bailey Unicorn Deluxe, and yeah, they were really quite nice looking vans at the right price point. So I'm just currently walking back to the car, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.